Welcome to the Pig Sty, folks.
Welcome to the Pig Sty at Pigskin Holiday. Mario Lights Out Spina, Carl C.T. Terry, Ed the Man Parrot. Now, we've been talking a lot in between
what about
quarters.
Cat Jackson?
Oh shit. Alright, can we redo it? Welcome back to Pigskin Holiday, folks. Mario Lights Out Spina, Carl No Except Terry, Ed the Man Parrot. Now, this section of Pigskin Holiday is definitely brought to you by Cat Jackson. Aside of that, it's brought to you by Third Down Powdered Donuts.
You can't go wrong with it.
Take three.
Take No Shit Parrot. Food.
What are you doing? What the fuck
No.
is happening? Take three powdered donuts.
No. Okay.
Are you doing a new thing?
I know what I'm doing here. I know what I'm doing here.
This is truth.
The network does not know about
This is the hot seat with Mario Lights Out. Now,
No, the hot seat's over there. What are you doing?
What do you mean the hot seat? It's been the hot seat with me for the last for both of us.
He's hot seat.
You are the holy shit most of the week.
But he hot seat.
He's hot seat.
I
hot
thought the two sections of us were hot seat.
No, he's not.
All right.
Well, what the fuck is going on?
Whoa. What are we talking about here?
You just changed the whole program. You better hope the spot. The network hears about this.
Shit.
What do we got here?
Huh?
What are we doing?
Apparently a repeat. We need to redo this shit over again.
Oh, no.
Welcome back to the third quarter of Pigskin Holiday, everybody. Mario Lights Out Spina, Carl No Except Terry, Ed the Man Parrot. Now, this brings me to advertiser for the show, which would be Cat Jackson.
Yeah.
Now, Cat Jackson is very, very close to the three of us.
He is.
So for
He's my
him,
buddy.
to sponsor this kind of epic show is just pretty amazing.
It is.
He's very picky.
Now, to get things rolling again in the third quarter of Pigskin Holiday, I really come to like this segment mostly because I'm selfish and I get to host it. And this
you do
is
a fine job, sir.
no, thank you. This is Mario's holy shit moments of the week.
Holy shit.
I should say, the Pigskin Holiday holy shit moments of the week. Now, Carl, there are some interesting things. There's one major interesting thing as far as your holy shit moment of the week.
There is. Vince Wilfork.
Yes.
Second interception of his career, and he's got them both this season within 3 weeks.
Right.
And it's so funny to watch him run with that ball because nobody's going to get it from him because he just snugs that right up in there.
It's all over the internet, man.
And-
It's sensation.
I mean, I just feel like you should be playing a tuba, like walking behind him while he's running. Just you see him jiggling all over the place. It's amazing. But, I mean, and he's hard to break down, too. There was like three or four people trying, and he just throwing them all over the place. It's crazy. But on top of that, though, I mean, the Patriots just had a blowout game.
Right.
I mean, Brady, he had 226 yards, 2 touchdowns.
That's a slow game for Brady.
That is.
Yeah.
But, I mean, look at Welker. He had 9 receptions, 158 yards and a touchdown. So that was a huge chunk of Brady's right there. Was just from Welker.
What was the rushing game?
The rushing game, they didn't have a whole lot going on. Ridley, he had 10 attempts, 97 yards and a touch. And then Green Ellis, he had 16 attempts, 75 yards and a touch. So, I mean, they was busy all over the place. Branch had a touchdown. It was only 4 yards, and that was, his only reception. But it was still a
6
TD. Exactly.
And it's funny about Wilfork, considering that he has 2 interceptions this year, and it's his only 2 in his career. And Tom Brady has already had 4, which is already more than what he had last year.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the Patriots all the way for me for holy shit. For one reason, they helped lead me to a fantasy victory, which means
Against JW.
stomp JW's ass into the ground, and then on top of that, the Patriots is my team, and they played the Raiders, which is his team, and again stomped their ass into the ground. So I'm in a pretty good mood because that was a double ass whooping, 2 fronts.
I think it's the Mountain Dew.
I think that we call that the old pigskin twofer.
The
If you know what I'm saying.
Pigskin twofer.
The pigskin twofer.
Who didn't do nothing?
Now, Ed, you have a semi-interesting, as far as it's intriguing to me, your holy shit moment of the week. Being,
I got a few things. first of all, with the Rams, holy shit. In the dumps.
Yeah.
They so.
Other than that, Atlanta and Seattle. Atlanta barely beat Seattle. Are you kidding me? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Atlanta, you know, the thing is, last year they did great. Had a fantastic record, looked great all through the season, had a bye week.
Yeah.
Came
Which
back
you and I have
lost.
discussed, which we think pretty much killed them in the playoffs.
They came back and lost, and now this year their record is not that good. And they beat Philadelphia because Vic went out. I'm going to say that, but they, you know, let's rewind that. Even though Vic went out, they still had to earn the win. So they did their job. They won the game at home in their home opener.
Yeah, but to me, Matty Ice really isn't the Matty Ice that we saw last season. He's kind of a little bit jumbled, it seems like, this season. Not really got his bearings about him. Kind of not fumbly because he's not really turning the ball over that much, but he's just not like as consistent as we're used to.
I'm not sure why. I mean, they have weapons, and they have Roddy White, Gonzalez, blah blah, Michael Turner on the running game, and
yeah,
there's no excuse, I guess, for their record. I don't know what went wrong with the Falcons, but they're not.
I mean, because to me, winning 30-28 over the Seahawks is a win. But I mean, you really don't put that in your book as like, okay, this is something that we're going to go off of as a win. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't really that pretty of a win to me.
Well, we say there's good losses and there's bad wins. This is a bad win.
Yeah.
They should have dominated that game, and they should have took care of business a long time ago, and they didn't. So that's to me is my holy moment of the week. I have a few more, but that's the main one because that game should have been so close.
Right.
Other than that, the NFC. The Cowboys blew a big lead against Detroit. The Rams sucked it up. Philadelphia is 1-3.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
What the hell's going on? But if you want to take time, I can bring you some good points about the NFC. Packers and Lions.
Sure.
Those two teams are going to be what you base the NFC off of. As far as playoffs, when it comes time, you got to beat your division opponent. Not just division, but your conference. If you're in the NFC, you got to beat all NFC teams because when it comes down to it, in the playoffs, 1 and 2 teams are going to face off for the conference title. And right now, it's Packers and Saints are the top 2 dogs. The Lions and the Packers and the Saints are the 3 top teams. But the thing is, the Lions and Packers are going to have an interesting time coming up. They both are going to play each other 2 times on each field. Thanksgiving weekend and New Year's Day. Those 2 teams are going to meet.
Huge games, too.
But the Lions have, these are the games that I think they could lose. We're looking at, they're 3-0 right now, or 4-0. And they can run the table. It's possible. But the roadblocks are, the Lions have Chicago twice, Green Bay twice, and the Saints. That's a tough road.
Yeah.
The Packers have Chicago once, Detroit twice. Now, do Detroit and Chicago split the series? I don't know. It's hard to say home and home. Based on yesterday, Detroit, Dallas gave them that game, and they earned it. Detroit earned it once they got that chance given to them. The Packers are just dominating everything they do.
Yeah.
So I would give the edge to the Green Bay Packers, but Detroit is not a joke. So, and as far as Chicago, they're pretty inconsistent, but some days they show up big. And I think if there's any kind of a test for Detroit, it's going to be Chicago. They got some good weapons, and Knox and Hester, and Cutler sometimes plays a pretty good game.
Yeah.
Sometimes not so much. So Packers, Lions, I think those 2 are your question marks for the NFC behind the Saints and the Packers.
Right.
I still say in the end, the Packers repeat.
Yeah.
Maybe against his Patriots.
Ooh.
That'd be a good one.
Ooh. Now, before I get into my holy shit moments, I kind of just wanted to touch on this with you a little bit, Carl.
All right.
As far as the whole Lions-Packers thing, like Ed and I were just talking about. Now, is there really, as far as, that division with Chicago, Packers, Lions, Do you really see? Is this like whenever the Lions go into Green Bay and then Green Bay comes there? Is this like a 1-1 situation that you see them like facing against Green Bay? I mean, I definitely see there's a possible 2-0 1-1 situation with Chicago.
Yeah.
Do you see this being like more of a just a dominance by Green Bay whenever Green Bay comes into Detroit? As hot as Detroit's been, or do you see this more as kind of an even keel? Like you never know what you're going to expect from either team. Given the second half adjustments that both teams have been making.
I'm definitely thinking that it's going to be much more of a battle than what the scores and the tendencies would bring you to think. Detroit, they just power on in that second half. They've come back 2 different times now. From a 20-point deficit and won the game, and it's not been flukes, and it's been because they've capitalized on opportunity on lax offense and defense, but because they have, like we've said before, they've got a chip on their shoulder. They have something to prove. They're tired of this decade.
4-0 since the first time since 1980.
Right.
But wait a minute. But what if yesterday Romo does not give them the gifts he gave them? My difference between Green Bay and Detroit right now is Green Bay is steamrolling through their game.
I don't necessarily think, though, that it was given to them. They put themselves in the right spot.
No. Green Bay. Romo had 2 pick sixes in the second half.
That's because they put themselves in the right spot.
Lions are what I would say the difference with your question. The difference is Green Bay is just steamrolling over teams. They're just winning. They're just on a roll. You can't really stop them. Detroit is finding a way to win. They're coming back from behind. They're battling. They're like putting themselves out there, like putting their bodies on the line. They're actually like.
Well, you're right. And like you said, they capitalize, and that's what good teams do.
Yeah.
And I'll give them that. I'm not trying to shortchange the Lions in any way, but I'm saying Romo gave them gifts like Christmas time, man. Presents under the tree. What if some team don't give them that? Can they still find a way to do it?
Well, that's a very good question.
That's what I'm saying. Green Bay is not having to earn it as bad. They just take it right from the get-go.
Right.
Detroit claws back like a lion would.
There is the intimidation factor, though, with Green Bay. Super Bowl team, still 4-0 or 3-0 coming into this game. So, I would still say that there's a little bit of not so much of a discrepancy between the teams as much as there is just the way that the style of team. You know what I mean? You have a steamrolling team, and then you have a team that's just battling and fighting.
Yeah, and I guess in the end, sometimes that comes back to haunt you to where when you're the team that's clawing, like the Lions are, you have the edge in the end because you fought so hard to get there. It wasn't so easy.
Right.
And sometimes those teams that it comes easy to need a loss to bring them back to the surface.
Who have they played that's been going as hard as Detroit has?
As far as the Packers?
Right.
Maybe New Orleans, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they handled Carolina, Chicago, and Denver so far. So, yeah, not some. Yeah, good point there, CT.
My holy shit moment, just to wrap this up, is going to be all the 3-1 teams. There's 10 3-1 teams in the entire NFL right now. You got Baltimore 3-1, Buffalo 3-1, Houston 3-1, New England 3-1, New Orleans 3-1, the Giants 3-1, San Diego 3-1, San Francisco, Tennessee, and Redskins all 3-1. Holy shit! All these teams are finding a way to win. Some of these teams are teams that you didn't expect. Some of these teams are teams that you expected. But all in all, you have 10 teams out of the entire NFL that are 3-1, all locked in a just battling and all finding a way to win. So I just think that is mother effing amazing. So as far as the holy shit moment of the week, Vince Wilfork, Atlanta, Seattle. So right now, 3-1s are ruling the world. Pigskin Holiday, Mario Lights Out Spina, Ed the Man Parrot, CT No Except Terry.